Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Miss Canada Globe Productions Facebook page. And my name is Maya Santana Pilar. I am the executive director of the Miss Canada Globe Productions. And tonight we have our very special young lady who I've seen stride from her day one at Miss Canada Globe Productions, Miss Teen Canada Globe pageant back in 2018 until now. Her name is Ayden Kosko. Hi, Ayden.
Hi, Maya.
How are you, girl?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Tired. That's
Yeah.
just the normal pandemic pandemic survival, I think, because it's like, how long can we go more for this, right?
That's so true.
So, how have you been in regards to the COVID-19 epidemic or pandemic?
Yeah.
How have you been and how's your family?
Yeah, so I've been good, just bored and tired as well. I've been doing a lot of online school because I'm in grade 12 next year, getting ready for university and everything. But with family too, we spend so much more time together, which is also good because family time, spending time with each other is really what we needed. But dad is an essential worker, so it is a bit scary for him going to work and everything. But other than that, we've all been good and just connecting more with each other.
Is he wearing PPE?
Pardon?
Is he wearing PPE or protective equipment?
He works in an office, usually alone or with one other person with distancing. So not overly, but sometimes we'll have a mask. I had a designer that I worked with who made us masks. So he's been
Oh, that's
wearing those and everything, showing them off.
nice. Okay, so I'm sure everybody would like to know about you, Aiden. So kindly give a description about you and who you are and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Ayden Kosko. I'm 16. I was born in High River, Alberta, but I moved to Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan about 6 years ago. I professionally started doing modeling and pageants about 3 years ago. And through that whole time frame, I've done shows raising money for MS, animal shelters, feeding the children and the hungry, and so much more. And I've been a role model in my community, doing events and everything as well. So my goal is ultimately to spread positivity and that everyone is enough. Also, after I won this title, Miss Teen Canada Petite, I went to elementary schools talking to young children and girls about self-confidence, being yourself, and you're what matters.
You've done an amazing job with your reign. I could say that because I've seen you grow from the first day I saw you until now. Like I watched you and you are what I can say have evolved into a better and much wiser young lady.
Thank you so much.
So let's talk about your experience with joining MCGP Miss Teen Canada Globe back in 2018. So let's talk about how it all started for you.
Yeah. So I used to do competitive dance, and my dance teacher brought me to one of her pageants. I did about 3 or 4, and then I seen MCGP on Facebook, and I said, well, I might as well just try something that is way out of my range and just see what I can do. So I went there. I was super nervous because I couldn't talk to more than maybe 3 people at that time. I was so shy. I was not confident at all. But after I went there, did all the training, met all the queens and all the delegates, I honestly totally changed from being super shy to now. Like MCGP honestly changed the person I am for the better, which is truly amazing.
And so the first 3 days are the regional assessment. Could you take us back to that 3 days?
Yeah, so the first day, what we did, we all got settled in, met all the delegates and queens, got to know each other personally so that we could connect. And then we did a lot of hair training, makeup training with Kim, which was really cool because I couldn't do either of those way before. We did walk training and some modeling training. And we had the regional show, which was so cool because we all got to just show who we are and all connect with each other as well. And that, honestly, from the first 3 days, I felt so confident in myself. The last week was just amazing for me too.
Okay, so let's talk about the confidence level training that is provided for all our delegates during the regional assessment. So from your own point of view, what is the confidence level training for you?
Okay, so when I went there and did it, like as I said, I was not confident at all. I was super shy. But once we did the confidence training, it opened my eyes a bit more. Just be who you are, and that is good enough. So when we went through talking, learning that it's okay to be yourself and having everyone else there support me while I supported them was truly amazing because it gave me that like confidence and I had support so I could be myself. And that's what mattered the most, that there's so much support there to be yourself, which opens so many doors.
And after the regional assessment, let's talk about the national pageant because it's like right there. As soon as the regional assessment show finished, the next day is nationals. So let's talk about what happens in the nationals from your own perspective.
Okay, so we went down to CN Tower. We had a party bus. We all connected with each other. We also learned dances and everything as well. So, from my own point of view, I loved it. I loved getting to do things. I loved getting close with everyone and then learning a whole bunch of new stuff about everyone else and myself. And probably my favorite part of it was the talent part of it, because then you got to see how different and unique everyone was and to show off my talent, which was dance.
How was your experience during the little competitions? I think you guys had the Miss Bikini, Miss Runway. How was that?
I loved it, honestly, just getting like out of my element, doing smaller competitions just to boost my self-esteem was honestly super fun, and just seeing everyone else out there super happy and having fun too. I loved it. I didn't even see that part of the competition. I was just enjoying myself so much. It was great.
Oh, that's nice. Now let's talk about the final night, the night of the crowning of Miss Teen Canada Globe, the pageant itself, the finals. Take us back from your own perspective about what has happened and like coming from your reel.
Yeah. So the final day when we went to Richmond Hill for the competition, I was just there. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna win, but I'm just gonna have fun with it and just be myself. Whatever I place, it doesn't matter. Like I'm still a winner in my own eyes for not being shy, gaining confidence, and all of that. So once I made top three though that night, it was honestly one of the biggest shocks in my life. But winning this honestly opened so many doors for me. And being there in that moment, I did not think I was gonna win. But honestly, you never know unless you try something. And I'm very glad I went out of my element to try something new.
So winning the title, obviously you got the crown, you got the sash, but you've done a lot of things with your crown. Excuse me, sorry. I've been talking all day. So what have you done with your title? Take us back to all the appearances or things that you have done in regards to your title.
So as soon as I won the title, I got back home. I went and seen my charity that I'm passionate about. It is the Levis Center, which helps people with brain injuries and is a little society for them. I can personally relate to them as I've had a concussion that was really bad. So I went and seen them, went to visit them and just go help out. After I did that, like I said, I went to elementary schools talking to young children and girls about self-confidence. I have volunteered at the Olive Tree quite a bit throughout the years, serving the homeless, cooking food, and just being a part of that. There is something in Lloydminster where I am from that is called the Cinderella Project, where if graduates don't have enough money to get a grad dress or anything, they have a whole bunch of donated ones and shoes and jewelry. So I help out there, do some modeling in their dresses to bring awareness and also help the girls there as well. And I do numerous fashion shows which raise money for things that people need, such as food and clothes, also like MS, diabetes, and everything as well, just to bring awareness for it as well.
And you've done such an amazing job helping and doing a lot of appearances for a cause, which is the main factor of being a title. But there's also a glam side to that because you've done a lot of fashion shows. And I know, and I've seen it, and now I'm like looking at some of the fashion shows now. It's like, wow, Ayden became like a Miss Supermodel thing. So, and then you went to New York. You did the New York Couture Fashion Week. So let's talk about those experiences.
Yeah. So I got invited by Miles with Miss Canada Globe Productions to go to New York Fashion Week last February. And that was honestly super cool because I've never been to New York before. And it was honestly so cool to just go see everything there, be a part of a different fashion show, and just see what life is like there. And it was honestly so big and amazing. I loved it.
So what have you learned from New York Couture Fashion Week? Because obviously it's a very different system than the fashion shows that you've been doing here in Canada. So take us back. How was it day by day? What did you do?
So we got ready and Alex did our hair and makeup, which was really cool. I've walked once in the New York Fashion Week for a French designer. We got to the red carpet part of the Fashion Week, which is where there's interviewers, there's people doing YouTube shows and they would record you. There's a lot of photographers and everything too. So I got interviewed by a YouTuber who does a comedy channel. So he asked me some questions on the red carpet too, which was super cool. I also met a teacher who made dresses and clothes and she had a huge poster of her class. So I also got to sign her poster just for her kids in her class as well. There was the animal coats with animal fur that we got to wear, do a whole bunch of photos on that too. And it was just honestly mind-blowing. I loved it.
There was one thing that you didn't remember when you guys were in like the glass shop. And they
yes.
Okay,
While we were
in that.
I don't believe I forgot about that. Yes. So while we were there, there was a part of the building that was all like glass walls around. So we faked being mannequins while there's people taking photos, and whenever we would move, the people on the street would be very confused. But I really loved that because it was honestly like real looking and the photos turned out super cool.
Yeah, because the president of the Couture Fashion Week, Andres, asked all you three, you, Haley, and Nicole,
yes,
to be in like the front, like it's kind of like a front store and like a mannequin. So you've learned a lot about that because it's like unsprung to you, like in spur in the moment, and that's how you got a lot of like fans from photographers, right?
Exactly. It just boosted everything with that. It was really good.
And then you get to model a fur coat.
Yes, that was honestly so cool. It was like as big as me, but I loved it. The photos turned out super cool as well.
But the way how you guys did it, it was something different because of the fact that you had to like actually show some skin, not naked, but like, and it's not something that you do that every day. So how was that realm for you?
It was honestly super cool. Like at first I was nervous. I was like, well, I'm gonna be in a bra in front of a whole bunch of people. And then I'm like, no, like get rid of that thought. It's something different. It's something that I can use in my own, like on my Instagram, just something different. And I really liked that. Like at first I know I was nervous, but then I got that thought away. I was like, hey, it's something different. It's something that I can do to like promote myself. And I honestly loved the photos too and how they turned out.
Yeah. And then you got to be in that red carpet as well. And then all the photographers just like zoomed into you and Haley because you guys were both unique, just in a fur jacket and modeling it with like bear skin, you know?
Right.
Did you feel cold? Because it was like kind of like winter.
It was winter. It was kind of cold, but it's worth it for the photos.
So now let's talk about your international pageant experience, because people need to know that winning a national title is a stepping stone to the internationals. That's the main thing why people are crowned Miss Teen Canada Petite, Miss Canada Petite, because you are the official representative of Canada at the international pageant, which is Miss Teen Universal Petite. So tell us about your experience at the Miss Teen Universal Petite pageant.
Yeah, so a week before the pageant, I flew down to Toronto. I got help from Maya's and Kim, and we did a lot of training. We flew down to Florida and we got onto the cruise because my pageant was on a cruise. It was Miss Universal Petite. It was honestly super amazing because first it was on a cruise, which was really cool. We went down to Mexico for a day with all the girls, but honestly, it was something very different. I expected it to be like very different and kind of like snobby people, but it wasn't at all. I connected with a lot of the girls and we became friends. I got to know them all and everyone was so sweet. And it also like brought another level of confidence up for me as well because it was something different again that I thought I'd never do. And it was amazing. I had my family support, I had your support, and I had so much people support. And I really loved the experience of it.
Well, it's very different from just a normal pageant because yours is in a cruise to Cozumel, Mexico. So you've traveled and seen Cozumel, and being in a cruise itself, like, how was it? Like,
it was very different. I know at first I was like, oh God, I'm going to be seasick. But you're just so distracted by everything you're doing that I didn't really feel it. And honestly, at first, it didn't even feel like a cruise because it's like, oh, it's a pageant. But we didn't realize it at first. But I know when we were at the end show, we were all like here on the stage. And by the end, we were almost all off the stage because we were going on the waves.
yeah, I remember the wave. It was very wavy that day, that finals, right?
Right?
So, but the food, I love the food at the
The
cruise.
food was honestly so good. There was something different as well.
And you have the choice if you want a buffet or you want pizza. Pizza, you can have it every time, 24 hours. So I
Right?
gained a lot of weight in that cruise because I mean, I love cruises. I've done cruises so many times because of pageants.
Yeah.
But like for you who just experienced for the first time, it was like,
It was really good. I honestly want to go on another one. Like I told my parents, I'm like, we're going on another one. I don't care what you say. I need to go on another one. I loved it.
and your brother really enjoyed it. I know that. Like,
He
it was like
did. He was all excited for
he
that.
was in the kids group and doing a lot of thing. And I know that he had a lot of he did a lot of swimming, which
He did.
we didn't do because we were like so busy. But he
Right?
got to try everything, the slides in the ship and even in the beach. Remember when you had a beach party in Cozumel?
Yes.
Take us back to that time.
Oh, it was so pretty. So we docked in Cozumel on the third day and we took a bus for about 45 minutes down to a little resort that they had for us. It was honestly so pretty there. They had lounge chairs, volleyball, and they had a big beach for all of us. And it was honestly so pretty. And it's something that I've never really experienced before. It was like 45 Celsius degrees weather, and I was burnt, but it was honestly super great.
But you had tried the very true Mexican food, the nachos
I
and everything.
did.
So it's very different from like what we have here in North
It is.
America and Canada. It's like, tell us about that because it was your first time. And I know you're Miss Picky Eater. So let's see about that. Take us back to that experience.
Yeah, so as I said, I'm a very picky eater. I can admit that. But there's a restaurant on our resort as well. So we ordered a whole bunch of food. So I tried a whole bunch of different things, which I was scared of. Like I've never had salsa before, but I tried it with the chips. I tried a whole bunch of things that I've never tried before. And it's honestly actually pretty good. Like now I can admit that. It's pretty good.
If you didn't try the alligator nuggets, remember they were serving that, and then
That is scary though. It's an alligator.
yeah, the alligator nugget. It tastes like chicken seafood. It's like mixed chicken and fish mixed in one. Like that's how it
Yeah.
tasted like.
Maybe
So,
one day I might have to, you know.
well, you have another next competition, right? So,
Exactly. I'll go try some alligator there.
okay. So now let's talk about um, you just recently did the feeding program under Maestrato Fashion. So give us some insight about that.
Yeah, so Kim asked me if I wanted to help out with what he's starting. So he is helping some Filipino families who don't get paid by the government, the frontline workers who are working as much as they can to support people, families who don't have money for food. So I thought this would be a good chance for me to help out where I can. So I donated some money to help with children under 10 who don't have food so they can have rice, noodles, eggs, a whole bunch of food to support them and to support 25 families as well because we are so blessed here in Canada and I have so much food. I've been sitting and eating all the time. And I thought, like these people there, they might not have the luxury that I have. So I just wanted to give and do something good that makes me feel good as well. And now I can be happy knowing that they get something that can help them for a long time too.
That's good. That's very good. Because as I try to mention in every interview that I've done with the girls, the life in the Philippines is much different than the life in Canada. Eh, Um, I mean, because of the fact that it's a third world country, but the life there is classified by classes. There's the rich class, middle class, and the lower class, which is the poor class, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the rich class and the middle class, they have the money, because they earn a lot and they have money saved. But the
Mm-hmm.
lower class, they go by day. So if you work, you get paid, but no work, no pay. And every pay that they get, it's not like they're able to save it because of the fact that it's just basically used to buy food to feed for their big families.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and the problem is that because of the COVID-19, they're not able to work. And if they don't work, they have nothing to feed their families. So by doing this feeding program, it helps a lot, especially to the people who don't have any food to feed their kids.
Exactly.
So with that saying, a family gets a bag of rice, canned goods, meal, eggs, noodles, like instant noodles
Yeah.
that they can actually get. Because another thing is that with these families, they don't have refrigerators that can actually preserve food. So having canned good is like opening it up, maybe heat it in a burner or anything like that, and then they just eat it right away. And
Yeah.
so it's very essential. And I want to thank you very much, Ayden, and your family for doing that because
Of
it
course.
does make a difference, right?
Exactly. It's something good that we can do to help other people who aren't as fortunate as us.
Okay. So now let's talk about the Sisterhood Mentorship Program because that's the main requirement of every MCGP title holder. So I know that during the 2019 pageant, you have mentored a few girls, and then now you're looking forward to mentoring for 2020. So tell us about your insight of the Sisterhood Mentorship Program.
Yeah, so it is about queens and other winners who are helping delegates and everything go through the pageant. So, like Maya said, during 2019, I had 3 girls that I mentored, and they honestly all did super great, and I'm super proud of them. But I'm also looking for other girls to help out with this. I want to help you out, get through this walking training, anything you really need help with. I would like to be there for you and to mentor you. Um, as someone who's done pageants and been international, I know a lot of tips and everything that can help you. And I'd love to be your sister through this and just help you out, because it is honestly so life-changing and I want so many people to experience it as well.
Well, talking about the experience of pageants, because you've done before MCGP and before you did the international pageant, you have done other pageants. So compare the experience that you have with the other pageant system and our pageant.
So the ones I did before were just smaller ones around Alberta, which was maybe 15 to 20 girls at the most. It was more of like a family of us competing. It wasn't really anything big, but it still brought my confidence up a little bit. But MCGP brings that like a whole bunch more steps forward and opens so many doors internationally everywhere. So it was definitely something that I'm glad I did and took a step just to do, even though I was scared. I'm glad I took a chance to do something different.
That's good because again, I've seen the difference. I've seen it, and now like again, you have another pageant to look forward to, international pageant to look forward to.
I do.
And yes, and because isn't pageants addicting? It's like you can't stop,
Right.
after another one international pageant, like I want another international pageant.
Exactly.
I guess it's a traveling bug, right?
Oh, I love it, seeing new places and just, I'm addicted to pageants now, honestly. It's so fun with all the experiences and everything as well.
So now let's talk about besides pageants, what have you been doing? Because I know you've done other things besides from doing pageants. So tell us about that.
So I do a lot of volunteering as well. When I'm not in school and studying, I do a lot of volunteering around my community, helping out where I can. I also do soccer and rugby, so those are some of my hobbies that I love to do and just bring out a different side of me. I also love just to be an influencer where I can and do a lot of modeling, speaking publicly, and just bringing out positivity where it needs to be.
And I've seen a photo of you actually handing out toilet paper. Tell us about that, because I mean, a pageant girl carrying toilet paper, I'm like, okay.
So there's like none here where I live. So it's very rare that we find some because everyone hoards it all up here. So I found a couple packages and I'm like, we got a package for ourselves. Might as well go hand some out to neighbors who might need some. So I went to my neighbors, handed out some packages of toilet paper, especially to some in need because my one neighbor was really sick. So I gave them a whole package. I'm like, just take this as much as I can really do during this time. So I thought it was something funny, but also good at the same time.
No, I said, okay, now she can be an endorser of Charmin toilet paper. It's like she had the crown, and not the crown, but the sash, and she was wearing jeans and like boots, and I'm like carrying the toilet paper like this, like, ooh, a new project for Ayden.
Might have to go model for them. You never know.
Yes. So, with this being said, first and foremost, I'd like to ask you, who would you like to thank for the blessings and everything that you have received and experienced?
So first, my mom. She just came with me. She supported me through all of this pageants. My dad and brother came with me to the international one, and they actually seen me compete because they never came before. So for them just to be there and support me and help me out during this journey is something that I'm so thankful for. Every girl that I've met along the way of modeling and through pageantry has inspired me as well. And the people who support me, I want to thank you too, because you opened so many doors for me through this pageant. Also, Kim and everyone else who has helped me through all of this. And it has been amazing with everyone that I have met because they've helped me and inspired me and supported me through all of this. And there's so many people to thank.
So now, what is your message for every girl that's watching here, especially to some people who are in doubt of doing pageants or thinking about it, but is scared to actually move forward? what can you say, or what message do you have for them?
Yeah, so if you're scared, it's okay to be scared. I was very scared at first. Like, there's nothing wrong with being nervous, but honestly, try something new. Go for that big step because if I didn't do that, if I didn't take a chance at doing something different, I wouldn't have won. And I didn't think that I would even get this opportunity, but yet I did. So, doing something out of your element is something that you should try because you honestly never know. And I am here if anyone wants to be mentored by. I'm always here to reach out to, talk to, help with as much as I can because I have been in that same spot and now I'm here and way more confidence and it has changed my life.
And again, for some girls who are looking to mentor by you, how can they reach you?
So my Facebook is Ayden Kosko. I also have my Instagram, which is Ayden Kosko Portfolio. You can message me on either. I will get all the notifications and message you back. And if you comment on this video, I can look back after and even message you if you would like. But I have, yeah, the Instagram and Facebook platform that you can message me on.
So before we actually go to another part of this interview, we want to talk about what the recent thing that you did on social media about cyberbullying, because it has also got my attention, and I'm so proud of what you have done in regards to that. Because you have to be brave to do something like that and
Thank you.
defend someone who is experiencing bullying and abuse. So let's talk about the recent thing that you did, because I'm
Yeah.
sure we need to bring awareness to this platform.
So I was going through Instagram just as normal, and I seen someone's story about this account that needs to get taken down. They're posting stuff. So I went and looked at it, and they were hating on a girl, saying probably the worst thing someone could say about themselves, about her to end her life, and just going off of that, which I was thought was not okay. So I tagged BC RCMP because the posts were tagged in Vancouver, and tagged RCMP to see if they would do anything, and it was up for 2 days. So after that, when there was no action taken, I posted on my own Facebook, and I just thought that it was so wrong that it was still up, that people are saying this about someone because it's not okay. So I wrote a big post saying, if you have Instagram, just please report this. Like, cyberbullying is not okay, and it was not right of them to do that. And I also put on there, if someone needs someone, come talk to me, because cyberbullying affects so many people, like more than a lot of people know. And I want to take a stand to that because I know it's not right and I know that it should not be happening. So I thought I will let my opinion out to spread positivity and hopefully stop it, which the accounts did get deleted, which was very good.
And again, mental abuse is not right. You know, to humiliate and defame and damage someone's reputation online, it's a crime. So it's not just for fun or making fun of someone, because making fun of someone is not right. We are all human beings. We are all created by a higher being, and we have no power to put someone down online and make that person feel so bad about themselves, because these actions, people might not realize, leads to mental breakdown, mental depression, and abuse. And not not everyone is strong to handle that and face that kind of defamation or abuse, and it leads to depression and mental problems, which could lead to more serious problems such as suicide and self-hurt. And I am here, Ayden is here, and the rest of Miss Canada Globe Production Queens and Sisters of Queens, we are against cyberbullying. And Ayden, I am so proud of what you have done, because a young lady like you took the guts and courage to stand for this young girl and do what it needs to do to stop it. So you have saved someone's life, and I'm hoping that that girl right now who has done that, and if you're ever watching, if you need someone to talk to, it doesn't have to be us. And if you need the help, contact Kids Health Phone, talk to your parents, talk to people that you think has your best interest at heart. Because these people are the ones that you would need, because they love you for no matter who you are, what you are, unconditional love. And remember, you have the big G up there, God, Heavenly Father, who loves you, created you, and will be there for you no matter what. All you have to do is just call on Him. You have 24/7 access. Let me tell you that, little
Yes,
sister.
that is very true.
So I'm not a preacher, but it is my responsibility as a woman of faith, as a disciple of Christ, to say the most important things, that we are united and connected with Him. And
Exactly.
He is the biggest defender you can have. And there's a saying that He can overcome storms, fires, and any challenges that we human beings cannot face or do, because we're not God. Only Him is God. So that's a public service announcement, everyone. Oh, Ayden, you could see the change in me, because before I would be this person who would be like, oh yeah, I'll fight, But now it's like the lighter side of me. Like, because
Exactly.
I would never talk like that before, never. But again, God, it's not your own choice. God puts you into a path and situation where He will change you when it's time, right? So,
Exactly.
but now let's talk about your message to everyone who is facing this COVID-19 situation, because that's very important, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And again, people might not want to believe this, but this is God's purpose of us to um, know ourselves, reflect, do a lot of reflection, and be close to people and have the time of spending time with your loved ones. Don't you see it? You said it yourself. You have more time
Yes.
spending with your family, right?
Right? But yeah, so with COVID, just believe in yourself, honestly. Reach out to people, as just follow what the government says. There's so many people you can text and be with your family, because we're all supposed to be together. You can learn more about yourself and spend quality time, which is really amazing as well. And like Maya said, like it was God's plan for this to happen, but now you can see there's less pollution. There's so much animals and everything striving right now too. So even in the darkest times, there is some positivity still, which is really great. But just stay strong and reach out for anything you need to anyone, and we will all get through together.
And one thing also, I'm sure because you're close to Fort McMurray as well. Do you have any message for the people of Fort McMurray?
Yeah.
And I want you to do a project for that, please, because I'm sure like little things makes a difference, right? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Fort Mac is pretty close to me right now. A lot of the town is pretty much underwater. During this time, they're all getting evacuated and having to leave everything behind. So just don't take anything for granted for anything. being with your family is what's most important. And a message for the people at Fort Mac: stay strong. And this is just another dark time, but there's also a lot of sun that comes after rain as well.
Yes, that's the truth. So, again, Ayden, thank you so much for spending the time with me and for people to know you, for people to know how proud I am of you in everything, in anything that you have done. And I know that you have more things and a bright future will come ahead of you because you are a wonderful person and God will, I know for sure, will bless you more of all blessings because you are a nice girl.
Thank you so much, Maya.
I see tears there. Me too. I
Yes,
miss you so much,
they're really
girl.
heartwarming. That was so sweet.
Thank you. So I'll see you shortly. I'll see you soon because I miss you.
Yes,
I miss your mom. I miss your family and
you
hugs and kisses
too.
to them. And again, I will see you soon because you're competing to another pageant and we have to win that crown for sure.
For
In God's
sure.
grace, with God's grace. Yes.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Bye, Ayden.
Bye.